Let's see, how about now? Let's see. Hey Connor, can you hear us at all or no? It's good? Okay. Alrighty friends, we are now going to get to the good part. So, essentially, we've come across one slight issue. So, we didn't buy a new motherboard, and normally SATA cables come with the motherboard. But, we're just going to basically steal the hard drive SATA cable until I can probably just get another SATA cable from the IT room at school. And then we'll connect the hard drive like in like a week or so. But for now, we're just gonna have the SSD since that is what we're going to be like installing the OS on. So for right now, I'm first going to get this SATA power kind of out of the way. So that's what we're going to be using to power the SSD. So I already opened up the SSD so that we wouldn't have to do that on camera because I know it's kind of annoying. But here is the SSD. Samsung 860 EVO 250 gig. So first I have to slide this in to figure out how it's going to go in because I'm doing this just as new as you guys are. I haven't really looked into too much stuff. I'm just kind of like opening up the system and figuring out how it works. So essentially, what it looks like we're going to do, I'm wondering if maybe there are supposed to be a specific SSD tray or a specific SSD bay, but we're probably just gonna like hack this in on there. See
this is HDD.
This is HDD?
Yeah.
I see. Well, we're gonna figure out some way to get this in there. See, only thing I'm wondering is how this is supposed to stay on actually, because there might have been with the pre-build that might have come with you see how there's a blue thing right here holding the hard drive in. It might have come with something like that for the SSD, but because there's no SSD installed, we got to figure it out on our own basically. Shouldn't be an issue though. I'm just gonna figure out some way to get it in there. So let's get an SSD screw. Let's see. Let me make sure that these are the right SSD screws.
Oh, would you do it there on the top? Did you do it on the top?
I don't think so. Let me just... Let's see if this tool pouch has a magnetic screwdriver. Magnetic screwdrivers are very much appreciated.
Well, because there's screw things up here. I feel like you could screw it in to
Let
the
me
top.
see. Yeah, that would be it right there. Okay, sweet. There are screws on the top, so we should be good on that front. Essentially, this goes in like this.
And you just find where they go in.
Yeah. No. Actually, I take that back. Those are not screw holes. Yeah, I take that back. Those are not screw holes. They look like them, but they aren't. We could do the good old 3mm tape. Or not 3mm, but, you know, double-sided tape. That's what I meant. I don't know why I said 3mm. But that would be no fun. So, I gotta think of how I would like to approach this. Because this is basically what PC building is. It's when you're upgrading a system, you figure out what you gotta do. Alright, sweet. I found a magnetic screwdriver, so that's good. Hey Connor, don't completely mute it, just so I can kind of hear the feedback. But for now, you can have it muted. Alright, I found a magnetic screwdriver, so we're good. That's muy bueno. We're gonna somehow hack this SSD in there. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to end up disconnecting this hard drive for now. Okay, so that has, and I'm going to just take it out of the bay if I can figure out how. Let's see. Probably some tabs or something along those lines. Are there actual screws? Not really sure.
There's this up here.
Right, okay. I see. Not sure if I can actually get this out right now. Here, leave it be. Nah, it doesn't want to come out. Okay, that's fine. So this is where I have to plan to figure out what I actually want to do. How many viewers do we have right now? Let's see, we have 2 viewers right now. Probably 3. Probably, I'm assuming Icky and Messy. I'm not really sure though. Alright, so I think I have a plan of action. Say that again? Oh, I see. Alright, so we're going to figure out some way to hack it in there.
We have double-sided tape.
You got double-sided tape?
Yeah.
Go get it. 'Cause that's what we're going to do. Because, you know, double-sided tape, best way to get an SSD in when you don't have an SSD tray. So I'm thinking we just tape it right here, and then we plug the stuff in. Here, let me see it.
It's like really good too.
So is this more permanent, I'm assuming?
I think, yeah.
Okay. So, can't mess up basically.
Could you do it could you tape it to the top?
We could. Whichever way you want to do it, really.
No, I was just wondering because it's like more, if there's air right here, I guess you could say there's holes.
Alrighty, so currently I'm just putting double-sided tape on the SSD. We're just literally going to mount it right in there. I'm thinking of doing it like this, simply because of those holes. It won't be super duper permanent in case we need to edit it later. In case we need to switch positions or something along those lines. So I've already unplugged the hard drive, by the way.
Okay.
So I have this double-sided tape on here now. If double-sided tape just fell, you probably just all destroyed your ears. Let's see, we gotta get this adhesive layer off.
You have to let it sit for a little. It's really old, but it's actually really good.
Okay. Alright, sweet, I just got the adhesive layer off. Alright. Other adhesive layer now. There we go. Alright, I got the other adhesive layer. So, how is the stream quality? Is it like better, guys, or what? What do you, better than before?
He says the stream is a lot better.
So, I gotta think of how to do this. I need to see how much clearance we have. Okay. Hopefully, okay, so we're going to just like put this right there and just hope it stays on. I might have to apply more double-sided tape. We might have to do Connor's suggestion and put it on the top since there's more solid area.
Do you need me to hold it?
No, you're good. So, I'm just going to put more. See, I'm going to try to get it on the bottom just so that it isn't fully permanent. Because if we can find an SSD tray one time, we could probably get an actual SSD tray, but for now this is what we're going to do. Okay, so essentially, now we're just going to plug this SATA in. Let's see, which way do I need it? That way. Then we're going to move this down and plug this data, or this power cable in SATA power. So this was SATA data, which allows the transfer to go through the computer, and you have all the data. This is the power cable. The power cable allows the SSD to receive power, obviously, from the power supply. So one's connecting the SSD to the motherboard and the rest of the system. One of them is connecting it to power supply for power. And I'm plugging this in wrong, but that's okay. I gotta be careful with this. And the 3-sided tape just decided to fail on me. We gotta hold this on while we're doing it. Okay, so we have that plugged in now. I'm gonna hold this on so that the 3-sided tape can actually cure to the case. As long as the 3-sided tape doesn't fall off mid-use, we should be good. But luckily, this is a solid-state drive.
So this can be unplugged? That's meant to be unplugged?
Yeah, that's meant to be unplugged. I think we're good now. Yeah, I'm just going to hold this there for a while. Connor, you're probably right. We probably should have just taped this to the top or something. We could have even taped it to right here. This area right here. But, oh well. As long as it doesn't fall out, we're good. And once again, it is a solid-state drive, so it's not like a hard drive where it's going to be constantly moving. And so the chance that it'll fall out is pretty low. I think it's cured. So, next up, we can see here. Let's see if I can show you guys. And Alexa has started going off. Okay, I was muted for a second, and luckily I muted at just the right time, because low-key, Alexa said some very revealing stuff. I guess his Alexa system started going off throughout the house. Oh well, things happen. So, now we have this on. You know what I could do? I don't know if these screws would be able to reinforce it at all.
Yeah.
Probably not, but I could just try anyways. Watch me drop a screw here. And I dropped a screw. Oh well. I guess we're just not going to try that because these screws won't drop. Hey O'Connor, can you check the chat? Yeah. Like the mushroom. See what people are saying. Okay. Alrighty, back to the upgrade, my friends. So, we have the SSD installed. And yeah, I'm just not going to worry about screws for now. Double-sided tape is perfectly fine. Because as you can see, I like stuttering, as you can see, but as you can see, the screw just didn't want to go in, so I'm not going to worry about that. So next up, what we're going to do is do the graphics card portion of the upgrade.
Give me a little bit.
For now, I think we're good. So let me make sure to touch the metal. I don't want ESD, but in order to take out this graphics card, it should be self-explanatory. So actually, yeah, Connor, you actually can't hold this now. Try to hold this, but like over this way. and try to hold it as still as possible. So in order to take the graphics card out, first we're just going to do this, and we're just going to literally pop it out. Alright, this graphics card is now out. So this is some really bad Radeon card, I forget what it was, but it was definitely going to bottleneck this i7 7700 that's in the system right now. So that's why I definitely I told Connor that he should get a graphics card upgrade. You know, I've noticed that this has no chipset heatsink on the inside, which is kind of odd, but I guess if that's how it works, that's how it works. You can see the chipsets right here. So now I'm gonna open up the graphics card box. Don't worry, you don't need to show this. You can keep the camera on the computer. But this is probably one of the most important parts, Connor, for gaming, as well as just doing anything that's graphics intensive, such as like rendering videos and whatnot. So, comes in a very protective anti-static bag and bubble wrap at the same time. I can tell you right now, inside this bubble wrap, there's probably another bag. So, essentially, when you take this out, see, here it is. This is an anti-static bag, so the graphics card doesn't die when it's in transit, because that would be kind of sad. So we're gonna open this. Just get the sticker off. Here, let me get these scissors. There we go. Alright, sweet. So, Connor, this is probably the most expensive piece in your entire computer. Wow. So, I really don't want to shock it, so let me just ground myself a little bit here. I mean, I wouldn't expect it to be shocked. I just got a notification. You guys' ears are going to be blasted.
Oh my god, that's big.
Yes, the graphics card is definitely a bigger component. Actually a very small graphics card, believe it or not. There it is. This is a 1050 Ti. First, we're going to want to take off all this plastic, because when plastic gets hot, a GPU will get very, very, very hot, Connor. And this is just basically to protect their logo and whatnot. But when a graphics card gets hot, if that plastic were to melt,
it would destroy it. It
wouldn't even destroy it. Might not. It could lead to damage. But what it would do is it'd start smelling terrible. Like, awful smell. So I'm trying to see if there's any other... here, you can move the camera to the computer now. I'm just going to make sure there's no more plastic on this card. There probably is somewhere that I'm just not seeing. I think that was it. So, we have the graphics card here. So, Connor, if you want to point this to the graphics card again. So at the very bottom, we have to take this off. This is that covers the PCIe connection, which actually connects to the computer. And we're also going to take off these DVI. I'm going to take off these little caps. Not that you need to, but I want to, so that it's easier to put it in. There we go. Alrighty, sweet. So now if you can just get that above the computer, we can just show the process of me just putting this on in. Same sort of concept as the previously installed Wi-Fi adapter. A lot bigger of a slot though to put this in. And it should click in. And that is now fully in. I'm not going to lie. It doesn't line up with this Dell's case very well, but oh well. As you can see, screw holes are kind of like oofed, but we don't use screws, so it should be fine. So, I'm just going to make sure it's fully in the PCIe slot. Yeah, it's definitely fully in there. Now, Connor, we've installed all the hardware that we need to do. So we're going to move on to doing more software stuff. And so this is basically where we get to end the stream. I get to have fun cleaning up all this mess that I've made. So I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I mean, I know I could have made this into an edited video of some sort, but I just really wanted to do this unedited and have some fun with it. I wasn't expecting this to be like super professional or anything. Obviously, we started off with the first stream and the quality was honestly terrible. We did switch to Streamlabs after Icky recommended it, and I was like, okay, that's fine. So, and I actually connected to Connor's actual Wi-Fi. I realized I was doing the stream off of LTE, which did not result in very good performance. But needless to say, I hope you guys enjoyed just for fun, just watching me upgrade a computer. Without further ado, this is King Christo signing off. Remember to subscribe and like the video if you want to. Assuming that I keep this on the internet, haven't really decided yet. Might have just been for some chill time between the viewers and I. But without further ado, I'm signing off, and goodbye everyone.